In the beginning of the last century, the Wright brothers and dozens of other innovators called Dayton their home. At that time, Dayton had more patents per capita than any other city in the world. It is that innovative spirit that made Dayton what it is today. I'm Soin, founder of Soin LLC, and I believe that the innovative spirit still remains the pillar of our business community. Our local universities, major research laboratories, and the business leaders are continuously pushing the boundaries with ideas that can change the world markets. As an entrepreneur, I trust these innovations are vital for our growth, and I feel privileged to work with the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce in recognizing these innovators.
This year, we are proud to recognize GlobalFlyte as the 2019 recipient of the Soin Award for Innovation.
GlobalFlyte originated a little over 3 years ago because some folks from SP Global saw some technology that the Air Force created, and we decided to bring it into our first responders. The technology that came out of AFRL was multimodal communication. What it does is it gives first responders on scene, everybody, a common operating picture, which allows everyone to understand what's going on in the incident, where they need to be, who is where, and then it gives that incident commander the ability to comprehend 70% more of what's being said the first time over the radio, which saves lives and property.
We were discovering that responders were having challenges understanding and comprehending incidents. I recognized firsthand that we were spending hours and hours trying to describe to responders where things were. We were having troubles understanding radio communications because there were just so many complex radio communications going on. It was difficult to track. GlobalFlyte is the first ever company to actually leverage complex communications technology that allows responders to read radio transmissions. In the fire service, there's plenty of examples where critical communications were lost just because of the complexity of the conversations on the radio. Maydays were missed. People were in peril and was missed. So GlobalFlyte is the first company to truly leverage technology to solve that problem.
If I'm on scene and I have to listen to 3 radio channels, I have 1 or 2 ways to do that. I can turn on 3 radios and hope I can hear what's coming when I need to, or I can put a radio on scan and it scans those channels. But once someone transmits on 1 channel, the other 2 channels I'm not going to hear.
Here now we can take multiple radio conversations, and instead of trying to hear them individually, we can actually read them.
So we're eliminating the possibility of missing communication. If someone says, give me a description of the house, the next thing you're going to hear 99% of the time, in my experience, can you repeat that? I didn't have something to write with. If I take a picture and everybody can see the picture, I don't need to put that over the radio, so the good tactical stuff that they need to get done is getting done. We're taking a lot of routine administrative traffic off of the tactical net and putting it through the smartphone. And now you also have a tactical map where you can see everything. And if I tell you to go to the command post or the staging area, you pull out your phone, you pull up the Minuteman app, you hit the staging area, it goes over to maps, and it takes you turn by turn. So if you have someone that's outside the area, you can add them during the incident, you can create new users, and what that allows is the mutual aid that comes in to be on the same common operating picture.
What really drove it home for me was in responding to Hurricane Katrina, where we were doing search and rescue across a 3-county area in Mississippi. And we were trying to understand exactly where things were occurring. We were trying to understand where searches were completed and where searches needed to be done. So when the idea of leveraging technology came, it really drove home the fact that, this really solves problems that are real for responders all over the country.
So SP Global established its office in Dayton because they realized that there's a wealth of invention and technology sitting in Air Force Research Lab, sitting in the universities in the state.
And to be able to tap into some of the great minds in this country that are right here in Dayton has been great. We can get absolute top talent without having to seek all over the country for that talent. It's right here in Dayton. We are super excited and super honored to have won the Soin Award.
The money is going to go to the public safety in the Miami Valley. We're going to use that as grants so they can afford to buy GlobalFlyte. I think it needs to be understood that We have federal agencies, we have military units looking at GlobalFlyte, and we're going to be able to offer this to those departments in the Miami Valley that want to have the same technology that folks around the world are using. They're going to be able to use it right here in our own backyard, and that was the important thing of winning the Soin Award, to be able to bring it to our own backyard. So GlobalFlyte wants to become the leader in the country of first response software as a service, and we want to be the product that people come to handle incidents around the country, but we also want to be the product that every small, medium department can afford.
GlobalFlyte is excited to be the technology conversation when it comes to public safety. I think we are on a trajectory to reach that. I think we are able to tap into great feedback from our customers, and we leverage that feedback to improve the product even more. But I think we are going to be the conversation when it comes to public safety technology in the future.